Welcome to T Boys TV
Very sports.
and also,
Brummy on talk, come
right,
on.
guys, we actually did not practice that. I'm telling you now. That was there we go. I thought that was all right for the first one, but yeah, we're doing it on all the channels today. Obviously, we've got it popping on Harry's channel as well. So yeah, man, big up to everyone. I know there's quite a lot of people, liking each of the streams, waiting and that. So big up. So obviously in this one, it is just a preview. Do you know what I mean, to the games? Originally, obviously, Harry wasn't going to be here, but now he's available for today. So obviously, he's here with that lovely shirt. You know what I mean? Hopefully, that guy scores on Saturday. You know what I mean? Gets his first goal of the season. He's been getting close, but third time lucky, hopefully. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously, the first game is obviously tomorrow. And to be fair, I'd say this is a decent game to look at, especially given the form of Leeds anyway. And that is obviously Sheffield Wednesday are at home against Leeds. Now you look at this and you think to yourself, well, if you think Sheffield Wednesday, sorry, will stay up, you think it will come down to home form. Taking on a shaky Leeds, you could say at the moment. Obviously, took that draw in the first game at home. They'd, like we said on the last one, they'd be looking at that, trying to win. Obviously, then they obviously got knocked out of the cup quite convincingly of a fairly strong team out against Middlesbrough, didn't even score. And then obviously, they had the game on the weekend, a decent draw, at a decent West Brom side that started off the season decent. But yeah, it's an interesting one going into this because, like I say, Sheffield Wednesday are at home. I do think they are a side that can make it difficult for anyone at home. I do believe that. I remember watching them a lot last season at home, and they were very good. Even when they played Luton in friendly, we narrowly beat them. And again, I know it's only a friendly. You're not going to try, but even then, they've got good players. Barry Bannon, they've got a few good players. The manager seems all right. Obviously, they'll want to bounce back themselves after that heavy defeat against Sunderland that no one really expected at all. So it's an interesting one. I mean, Lewis, how do you see this game planning out?
It's gonna be a weird game. I feel like Leeds, obviously they haven't had the greatest start, and obviously Sheffield Wednesday they had that obviously fantastic game against Plymouth, and then obviously they let that all go against Sunderland. But I feel like Leeds probably will grab it. I feel like it'd be. I feel like it'd be a good game, to be honest. And I know people might not think that because it's Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds. Just long as side obviously will be Leeds. Obviously they're still trying to replace the likes of Somerville, Ruta, and Archie Gray. And obviously Wednesday, obviously they want to bounce back ASAP. Would be nice for them. And obviously, I don't think they've really lost many big players or anything like that. Obviously, we've been Hillsborough. Obviously, it's not going to be tight and technically it's a derby in a sense of Yorkshire, but I feel like we'll get edged away Leeds. I feel like it'll be like a 2-1 Leeds.
Yeah, no, it could be. It could be one of them. I mean, if you're going to back someone, you probably would go with Leeds just for the better players on display. But Harry, mate, how do you see this one going?
Like Lewis said, could be a close one, but again, Leeds have lost their best striker as well, haven't they? Which makes it even more interesting. So it's a tough one. I'm not too sure really, but I'd probably edge Leeds as well, 2-1.
Yeah, okay. You've both gone with the 2-1. I've gone slightly different in this one. Like I say, with it being at Sheffield Wednesday, I actually going to back them to get a result. With Leeds' shaky form, I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. I think there's going to be quite a lot of goals in this one, and with it being a Friday night game, especially last week's Friday game, that was a cracker, wasn't it? Coventry versus Oxford. So I think it could be like that again in the sense of a lot of goals. So I'm going to say 2-2 for that one. But yeah, let's go through some comments. Big up to Hanno. He says, yes, lads. Big up to yourself, mate. Big up to Scene, obviously, from Harry's channel. Hello, Harry. There you go. Big up to Kian in the chat as well. But yeah, moving on to the next game. So moving on, again, there's 3 games this weekend at 12:30 on Saturday. First one, now, I think this could be quite interesting. Bristol City versus Coventry. Both teams we've got high expectations for. in the sense of, I actually said Bristol City to get their way in the playoffs. Coventry, we all expect them to be up there. So it's quite an interesting one. I mean, Bristol City obviously had that crazy game, didn't they, against Millwall, the 4-3 at home. And as for, obviously, Coventry, they didn't start off well, a 1-0 defeat. Then they narrowly beat, obviously, Oxford, on the Friday night, like I mentioned. So it's quite an interesting game, I think, going this one. This could be probably, up there for one of the best games, I reckon. The weekend, I think it's quite interesting. Both firepower, up front. And obviously, they've got decent players when it comes to the attacking wise. It's a really interesting game, I feel. And it could be quite interesting seeing that it's at, Bristol City as well. Again, they're a team where I think if they are to get in the playoffs, like I think they will, it's their home games that are going to be vital. And it is a tough place to go. Like I've said, I remember when we went there midweek, last time we went there, I think we lost 2-0. We're 2-0 down in about 10 minutes. So, you can see that it's a very difficult place to go to. And again, I remember last season they beat Leicester at home as well. So, they are capable of pulling up results. But should be an interesting one, shouldn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, it is a hard one to score, like you said. I mean, both of them are in half decent form. Obviously, Bristol, they're 1-1 draw, and then the 4-3 win against Millwall. Coventry, a bit of a rocky start against Stoke. We captured that in a sense against Oxford. Obviously, Oxford, I don't think there'll be a turnover for many sides, but I feel like Coventry, as much as I'd probably be happy with that result against Oxford, I think that'd be a little bit frustrating in the sense of there's so many opportunities, yet they've only won that 3-2, and especially having to score in the 93rd minute, whatever it was. Obviously, to win the game, I think that'd be frustrating in that sense. But I feel like I just feel like they'll probably equal each other out in this game. I feel like it's like what so it's actually really hard to call out. I'm struggling to find a winner, so I feel like I'm going to go for like a 1-1 draw. I feel like two good sides just equaling each other out, where in the sense of I just feel like they'll both be even with each other personally at the end of it. I feel like these are the type of games you want to get something for against like one of the I wouldn't say bigger sides, but the teams everyone's probably going to expect to be up there. I mean, a lot of people probably put Bristol at mid-table. Obviously, you said then I feel like they'll just miss out. But if you want to prove something, I guess these are the type of games you want to get something from. A win would be nice, but a point I think would be very, very beneficial against this sort of opposition.
Yeah, no, very much so. And it goes back down to what I said, especially these home games. They're games they look at to aim to get points, definitely, whether that's 3, obviously 1. But yeah, Harry, do you think it can be equal, or do you think there'll be a winner in this one?
Easy dub for Bristol City, mate. 100%. I can't stand Covers, I just think, Cov, they've not really performed overly great so far. And Bristol scoring quite a few goals, to be fair. So I don't know. I just think with the home advantage, I think Bristol win 2-0.
Geez, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, it's one of them, like I say, them earlier games. Sometimes teams just don't turn up, away sides in a lot of these games sometimes. You look at a lot of them last week, a lot of 0-0s, which was very unexpected, really. So could be. We've all gone different on this one because I've actually gone for Coventry to sneak it. I just think their firepower up front might be a little bit more. So I've said 2-1 to Coventry. I think they'll just edge it. And obviously, do get in your score predictions in the chat as well. Let us know what you think as well. But yeah, that one I'm going to edge Coventry. I think the way Wright's going on at the moment as well, Haji Wright, I think he might just score 1 or 2 again, to be quite honest with you. So we shall see what happens there. But yeah, moving on to the next 12:30 game. Well, Lewis, I'll let you go first with this one, as it is your side taking on Millwall. How are you feeling going into it?
God knows. God knows. I feel like we've just signed a striker on loan with an option to buy. I feel like he could maybe bring something. Whether he starts or not, I don't know. I hope he does. Oscar's just missing that edge, and I feel like he might not be here coming in the window. Millwall, one of them where obviously they concede quite a few and they can score. We can score, but it's finding that time because we leave it too late. I mean, just don't take pop shots. We just try and work into the box every single time. I just feel like every one of them cagey affairs, like two sides that are probably going to be mid-table. Yeah, I've said that myself. Someone doesn't sneak it. I just don't think it'll be the greatest game in the world. But something tells me, I don't know why, that City will sneak this with it being at home. So for that reason, I'm going to go with 1-0 Hull. I just feel like we'll find a way, but we won't make it easier for ourselves for this whole season. We never do.
Yeah. No, it could very well be. I mean, obviously, like you said, Millwall scored loads of goals, scored 5 goals, and they still haven't, won a game, which is, crazy in 2 games really. But as for Hull, like you say, a lot of draws. Obviously happening, a lot of 1-1 draws. So, I guess if you to say something, you probably would go with that. But Harry, how do you see this one going?
I mean, Lewis had fun at the beach last weekend. I had a nice fish and chips.
I didn't go to the beach.
And had a bit of Rooney ball. Well, it finished 1-1. So, not overly great for Hull in that aspect of that result, but it was Plymouth's first home game as well. So you've got to take that into account. Coming against Millwall, so like you say, Tyler, scored goals but conceded. So I think it's either going to be one of them games be so boring or there will be goals. And I think we'll find there'll be goals. And Lewis will be enjoying his pulled pork bap and a 2-1 loss. So 2-1 Millwall, mate.
Jeez. I mean...
Dad? Dad?
Oh, God.
You've got some answering to do later, mate. You've got some answering.
Again, we're all going different. I'm probably going to go with the obvious scoreline. That is probably the most, that everyone would go for, and that is a 1-1. I just think it's hard to separate both teams for me. I do think if someone wins, it probably will be Millwall, just about like a 1-0 or something. But I can't see Hull not scoring. If I'm going to be honest, at home, and like I say, Millwall, they're conceding goals for fun, really. So, I know Tanganga will be back though. That's massive for them. He hasn't been in the last 2 games. And obviously, they got him permanently from Tottenham. Obviously, he was there last season, and I think he's going to be quite vital and key for them going forward. Pushing up the table a little bit, not doing anything major, but just getting a bit higher than they currently are. So yeah, I'm going to say it ends in a 1-1 draw, but he comes back and makes a massive impact, I reckon.
No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We are Millwall.
No, well, there you go. So to say, Lewis is going to be hearing that enough on Saturday. You know what I mean? Don't want to hear it anymore. And he's he fully gone? Oh no, he hasn't. Just the StreamYard don't show everyone for some reason anymore, which is a bit weird. But yeah, I think we should get him back in now, Lewis.
We are Millwall.
No, I think he'd stay there.
Oh dear. But yeah, moving on to the last game at 12:30 on Saturday, which it's a bit of a dull game on paper anyway. I might prove to be wrong, but QPR versus Plymouth. I mean, QPR did get that good comeback. As much as I don't like him, we got twice in the upcoming week. It was a good comeback. I thought they were quite unfortunate not to win in the end against Sheffield United, which I didn't think I'd be saying. When they went 2-0 up, I was like, okay, yeah, comfortable win. Looks like like we all expected. QPR come back, good point. Away, one of the better sides in the league. Taking on Plymouth, who, like I said, got that 1-1 draw against Hull. The thing with Plymouth for me, it's more so their home games. is what's going to, again, same as Sheffield Wednesday. You know, if they're going to stay up, it's going to be them home games that are going to be vital for me, for them, like they were last season in the end. Again, I don't know about this one. I mean, what are you thinking about this one, Harry?
It's a tough one because Plymouth had an all right performance against Hull. And then, you know, QPR come back against Sheffield United. So two teams that are going to be there. Like, it could be a tough battle. But one for me where, I don't know, man. This is the one for me where I keep toying between. It is interesting and could be 3 key points come the end of the season. So, yeah. Probably, you know what, home advantage I think will pay dividends in this one for me, and I think 2-0 QPR. But Lewis found out about Rooney Ball last week and got a decent point against Hull, so it's all good.
Well, he's even been getting involved in the trainings session, hasn't he? I see that this week.
Rooney!
It's an interesting one because he didn't really, other than his chance right at the end, Whittaker he hasn't really done too much, you know, in the last 2 games, you know, which ain't the greatest, to be honest, especially for him. You know, you'd thought he'd kickstart and be one of their best players, you know, so far, but he hasn't really been, if I'm going to be honest. But how do you see this one going, Lewis?
I'm not gonna lie. If Plymouth play how they did last week, honestly, I can see them taking all 3 points. I mean, I think they should have done last week, and I'll be honest. I think City got a little bit lucky in the time. Don't get me wrong, take nothing away from Luke Cole's finish, unreal goal. But overall, as the game went on, it just wasn't. It just weren't a lot to really go off. I think, obviously, I think Zero and they're expecting a bit more, but from their point of view, I feel like they'll definitely they definitely took it after their first game of the season. I think they would have taken anything going into it. But I feel like they've got a little bit of momentum back in terms of they played better than us. I'll put my hands up and say they probably deserved all 3 points. I feel like on Saturday, I feel like they will take all 3 points. I feel like QPR, they've got that thing, but it's like a little bluff where they had a 3 point, where they have obviously a red card against Sheffield United, and then they pounced on that. No, it was a red card to QPR, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was on here. So to go back with red card, I mean, I think they scored before the red card anyway, but so he say something about them, but I feel like Plymouth. I just feel like there's a little bit of momentum and a bit of a groove in terms of the Plymouth camp. Obviously, Rudy's not the greatest manager experience to this point, but I feel like they can do this. I don't know why. Something tells me something like a. Yeah. I mean, I think both teams definitely score. So I'm going to go for 2-1 Plymouth. I've just got a feeling after last week and how they played, they can go to QPR and some people may say cause an upset.
Lewis is hypnotised by Rooney.
No, honestly, mate. If they play how they did last week, I don't see why they can't take all 3 points, honestly.
Fair enough. I mean, again, we're all going different, which is interesting. I mean, there's always one game in the weekend, isn't there? There was obviously a lot last week. They were obviously, 0-0. And I reckon this could be that one, which, if that is the case, Plymouth will obviously be the happier side being away from home. QPR will be a bit frustrated with that, especially given how they come back against Sheffield United. But I don't know, there's always one game, isn't there? And I just think it might be this one, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to say 0-0 in this one for this game when it comes to that. But yeah, moving on to the next one, moving on to the 3 o'clock games now. First one, Blackburn versus Oxford. Now, Blackburn obviously, got that vital draw away at Norwich. I was very close on that game. Obviously, I said 3-2 to Blackburn, nearly. Obviously, that was their first game without Schmodix as well. Still, good point. As for Oxford, obviously, like I said earlier, very unfortunate against Coventry on the Friday night. But they've started, really well. They've give, both teams they played a go, obviously winning their first game, obviously against Norwich as well. So I don't think it's going to be easy for Blackburn at all in this game. But it's one where they're at home, against a newly promoted side. They'll be looking to win it, and they have looked good going forward. So should be an interesting one. But do you think Oxford will give it a right good go again, Harry?
Mate, they've really surprised me so far this season in a way. I thought they might be tough to beat, but not as tough as they've shown. So they will be full of confidence going to Wood Park, in my opinion. I mean, go away to Coventry and only lose 3-2, considering Coventry, let's be real, probably at least playoffs this season. It's to say why not they can't go and beat Blackburn, really, but Blackburn, light limbs last week against the Canary. I would say another word, but can't say it, really. But absolute limbs, and they'll be buzzing. They've had a good start as well. John Eustace at the helm, as I've been saying on the Championship show, really good manager. And to be honest, if they're going to get high this season in the league, I wouldn't be surprised, because he sets teams up well, goes from the back, puts that as a base, and then has really good attacking players like Blackburn have got. So this could be really interesting, I think. It is a tough one, but I think 2-2.
Yeah, nice. I mean, back-to-back draws for Blackburn. That would be... Blackburn, yeah. Bloody hell, I'm all over the gap. That would be interesting to see. I mean, Oxford would definitely take that, for sure. That'd be a great result, I think. But, Lewis, do you see a winner in this one?
I could generally see this being one of the games of the weekend, in terms of Blackburn. Obviously, they're still trying to prove themselves without, obviously, some of the Obviously, they did well last weekend. It's just about replicating that, and obviously against the newly promoted side, maybe there'll be some expectations upon them, but at the same time, you can't write Oxford off. You look at their first 2 games, Norwich and Coventry, obviously delayed heartbreak last weekend, and obviously the week before it was obviously if you want to say, the surprise game in terms of the 2-0 win against Norwich.
Absolutely brilliant.
But I feel like I take the game to them. I really think they do, and I generally think they can take something from this game, and I can see goals. So for me, I think there'll be a winner as well. So I'm going to go with... Shut up, dog. I generally think Oxford could win this, so I'm going to go with 3-2 Oxford.
Jeez, what an away win that would be. That would be really good. As for me, again, all gone different. I mean, for me, this is one I look at where, like I said earlier, I think Blackburn being at home against newly promoted side, I think especially their firepower, I think they'll be looking to win, even without Schmodix. They're still good players. They've got obviously not his level, but they've got Dolan. Obviously, they've got the Japanese player who come in and scored the equaliser. And they do have good other players elsewhere. So for me, I think they'll edge it. I think Oxford will give it a right go again, but I just think they'll edge it. I'm going to say a 2-1 win for Blackburn in this one. But yeah, let's go through some comments. Comments are flying in. Scenes of Bristol City versus Coventry City, our fixture this weekend. Can't wait. Yes, it's going to be a good game, I reckon. We're going to win 3-2. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's one you look at. The 12:30 games, that's probably the best one you look at. In terms of definitely when you're looking at, the ambitions of what looks to be from both teams, especially, Coventry, for example. Shout out to Daniel in the chat. Hello. Big up to Kenny. Bloody hell. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat, mate. And it says up the Rangers. I mean, no, Don't be saying that though. You know what I mean? Like,
Blues beat Rangers.
saying up the Rangers. You know what I mean? If you're on about QPR, then no, mate, we don't have that. Nah, joking, mate. Hope you're all good. And everyone just laughing their heads off in the chat. Daniel says you good, Lewis.
I don't know. I'm not good. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on to the next game. Now this could be an interesting game as well. Given by how Portsmouth has started as well. Obviously, Middlesbrough at home against Portsmouth. Obviously, Portsmouth getting a 0-0 draw against us. Obviously getting a draw away at Leeds as well. So they've had a really, really good start to the season. They'd chopped your hand off if you'd say that. That they get that points in their opening games. Middlesbrough been a bit hit and miss. Obviously, won their first game 1-0 against Swansea. Then obviously they got that very good win in the League Cup away at Leeds. And then obviously they lost to Derby, another 12:30 game last week. They tried to show me when I was doing a Luton watch along, which is very annoying. But it should be an interesting one. I mean, Portsmouth will be well up for it. They give it a right go, I think. And I don't know if it's a good time to play Middlesbrough. I think it's a bit 50-50. I know it's early on in the season, guys, but they've just been hit and miss, like I've said. And the way Portsmouth have been, it could be a good opportunity to go there and maybe get something. I mean, how do you see it, Lewis?
It's one of them. Like the Riverside, I'd really put it up there as one of the toughest places to go in the Championship in terms of they are usually one of the informed teams, especially at home. Obviously, Pompey, they've had a good start, obviously, drawing to Leeds and obviously to you guys. But I feel like, obviously, Bowen needs to bounce back, and I feel like they will. I'm going to go with a little bit. I feel like it'll be a decent game, but I feel like Middlesbrough's have a little bit too much. So I'm going to go with 2-0 with Middlesbrough.
Fair enough. I mean, Harry, do you see the Portsmouth momentum continuing?
Mate, I've already predicted this. I forgot what the hell I put. Can't lie.
Got a feeling you put a draw. I might be wrong.
Harry, it's in the. If you look in the banners, which you should be able to see, it's in there.
No, he won't be able to. He won't be able to. I'll tell you what you put. You put. Where is it? You actually put a win for Portsmouth. 2-1 Portsmouth.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's one of them games, where
Middlesbrough
want to bounce back and they could be really riled up from that defeat away at Derby, or they could just go to shit, basically. And Portsmouth, like you say, good draw against you, even though realistically, will they be a bit annoyed that they didn't get the win, considering how early that red card was? And obviously, a good result against Leeds. Can they back it up, or will have like them two games taken a lot out of their players? It would be interesting to see, but yeah, I back Portsmouth 2-1, and I was probably going to say that still. Matt Ritchie for me, massive in this game. Set pieces as well. I think we'll win this game personally. I think whoever takes their chances first. But yeah, 2-1 Portsmouth.
Yeah, no, it could be. The momentum could continue. Like I say, Middlesbrough have been a bit inconsistent for me. I know Kenny in the chat said they were better than Derby. I hear what you're saying. They were quite dominant and they had chances, but you have to take your chances. Do you know what I mean? And they didn't. And Derby did, hence why they won. And I did think Middlesbrough were very vulnerable defensively in that game. We obviously touched on it in the review. The goal they conceded was, it was a joke, to be honest. If Luton did that, I'd be absolutely fuming, mate. So, yeah, I mean, Portsmouth, like I say, doing well. Like I say, I mean, for me, the way I see this going is, again, I think it's going to be a really tight game. We're still early on in the season. So a lot of these games, you look at and teams are still getting to grips. It's difficult with certain games. And I think with the form Portsmouth have been on, this is another one of them difficult ones to predict. But I think because Middlesbrough are at home, I'm going to edge them just. I'm going to say a 1-0 win for Middlesbrough. Very, very narrow victory. I can see Latte Laugh scoring or someone like that. You know what he's like, especially when they play at home. So I can see something like that. But yeah, everyone's getting their comments in, which is good to see. 2-1 Portsmouth, says Daniel. So again, Harry, same as you there. Kenny reckons 3-0. I don't know. I think they're sleeping on Portsmouth a little bit. I mean,
He'll
I don't
probably
know.
be right. It'll probably
It'd probably be
happen.
right. Yeah, I say that. And it'd probably, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's a very long, trek for them Portsmouth fans. So hopefully it's not like that for them. So yeah, there you go. Lewis, you've been all good. Kenny ask how you been?
Yeah, not been bad. I haven't spoken to you in 3 ages.
Yeah, literally, I haven't. You know, seeing him in the chat was like, whoa, okay, hello, Kenny. But yeah, no, I hope you're all right, mate. But yeah, other comments. Let's go through them. Yeah, I mean, should be all right. I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what. When we play Sunderland, come on for that one. I don't know when that is. I'll be honest, but yeah, come on for that one. I mean, we're always looking for other people to come on as well. So yeah, if you want to, mate, if you want to at some point, that is fine. Portsmouth to win 3-0. However, Keane's gone 3-0 to Portsmouth. Could you imagine that? Jeez, that would be crazy. Brad said 1-0 to Portsmouth. Yeah, that'd be very good. You know, imagine that they get clean sheet away. Yeah, what a start that would be if that was the case. So yeah, there you go with that. And yeah, everyone's just saying they've been good and stuff like that, which is good to hear. Moving on to the next one. Everyone done their predictions, didn't they, for this one? Oh, I'm bugging out. Lewis, you done yours, didn't you? Yeah.
Portsmouth.
Yeah. Cool. The next one is Norwich. Yeah, I see Harry there. Norwich versus Sheffield United. Now, like I said, you know, Sheffield United obviously drew 2-2 with QPR. You know, they'd be disappointed with that. You know, like Lewis said as well, obviously QPR getting a red card. You know, as well, they're at home. It's a game they'd be aiming to win, especially if, you know, QPR's, you know, lost at home first game of the season. You know, and it's one where they need to bounce back. You know, taking on a Norwich team who are not on the greatest form, obviously lost to Oxford, and then obviously drew in their last game to Blackburn. I mean, again, that's a game they try to aim to win, especially at home. But I don't know. This is an interesting one for me because for me, this one decides on how Sheffield United turn up. Because if they proper turn up, you know, I can see Hamer scoring and then, you know, them narrowly winning. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know about Wilder. Like they've done great signings, but I just don't know. Like he's coming out chatting absolute more rubbish this week. We're not Luton. We're not Burnley. No one said you are, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't stand the guy, and I just think he's holding them back a little bit from you know me being more confident that they'll finish higher, you know, and stuff like that. But I don't know, an interesting one. I mean, Harry, I'll let you start off with this one.
All I gotta say is Gustavo, running down the wing, makes you United sing, of the Premier League we go. Nah, but that's that. Yeah, man, Gustavo Hamer show at Norwich for me this weekend. I reckon Norwich, mate, bottom 3 finish for them as I predicted at the start of the season. Looking that way so far, if they don't sort themselves out. But nah, in all seriousness, if they carry on the way to do, like I said in the last show, after we went over all the games from last weekend, their manager will be gone in the next month or 2 if it keeps going the way it is. Because Norwich, they should be around the playoffs or outside of it at least, really. And Sheffield United, Gustavo, mate, as I said, key man this weekend. And for me, I just can't see anything other than a Sheffield United win. So, going to be more limbs. I was going to go to it, but in 5 or 10 minutes' time, you'll find out which game I'm going to. So, yeah. Gustavo Hamer hat-trick, 3-0 Sheffield United. Come on.
Jeez, emphatic win. Jeez, that would be a great way to respond, you know, from the game last week, if that was the case. Lewis, how do you see this one going, mate?
I feel it'll be an interesting one, but I feel like there's just a bit too much in Sheffield United. I feel like Norwich have had a pretty awful start, if being honest. Look at the two sides, you'd probably say Sheffield United a better side. However, obviously, Carrow Road, again, it's not an easy place to go to. But if you look at how they are at the minute, the fans are getting very annoyed and frustrated already. And two games in, so it's not an ideal.
Lewis, it's absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
Might be for you, but you're not a Norwich fan, so you're irrelevant in this conversation. But no, I feel like Sheffield United should go down there, probably should win. So I'm going to go 3-1 Sheffield United.
Jeez, fair enough. I mean, for me, like I say, it's difficult because I just don't know what Sheffield United are going to turn up. Like, yeah, you would back them. You know, they've got the better players. Heyman's on fire and stuff. But I just think the manager's holding them back. I really do. You know, I know they've done really good signings, but I don't know. I just think he's a bit of a helmet, to be quite honest with you. Again, if I was to say someone to win, I probably would go them. But because I just don't know. I just don't know about Wilder. I'm going to have to say a draw. I'm going to have to go have another draw here. 2-2. Norwich to get the same result they got last week. Like I say, I can still see some game scoring and that, but I just don't know. But yeah, as you were saying, sorry, Harry.
That's all right. As long as they keep drawing or losing, it's all good.
Oh, God. But yeah, Hanno says Portsmouth win. Going to the other games as well. So there's that when it comes to that. Daniel 6-0 Norwich.
Come on.
2-0 Sheffield United on a serious note. Yeah, maybe. I do think if someone wins, it is going to be them. To be 3-1 Sheffield United, in my opinion. Fair enough. Could very easily be 1-1. That's what I'm saying. It all depends on what Sheffield United turn up, really, for me. Hanno, this is his 0-0 on the weekend by the looks of it. There's always one. There's always 1-0, like I say. I'll be very surprised if it is this game, I'll be honest. But you never know. You might be right. 2-1 Sheffield United. I think they'll get straight back with victory. Yeah, they'd hope so, really. So yeah, there we go with that. Right. You got a bit angry when Harry said this, Lewis.
Kenny, mate, 100%. 100%.
No chance.
What you got to say about that, Lewis?
No chance.
Lewis, you sure about that? You couldn't play with Rooney ball. What means you're going to stay in the league?
No chance. No chance.
You also, Lewis, just to rub salt in the wounds, mate. He said that as well.
Whoa.
Not really, but whatever you do, you. Let's talk about United. Let's talk about United. Let's talk about Man United at the end of the season, yeah, and then we'll talk.
Ooh. What are you saying? Villa Man United watch long, yeah. And Kenny, what are you saying? Do you remember that back in the day? Oh, that was actually class, to be fair. 2-1 Sheffield United. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, Harry, you won't like to hear that. No, it's Coventry.
Who said
Just
what?
on there. The manager had to go for starters. The players, most of them are on loan, so there's nothing we can do about that. We're literally signing players now, so I don't really get in that. And yes, we'll finish with a match, and there's worse teams in the league than us.
Lewis, it's all right, man. Just enjoy your barbecue pulled pork bats every week. And the 22nd place finish, you all good?
Oh, reckons they finished top 4 over Villa.
I don't really care in the Champions League. I don't really care after this season.
Oh, dear. Anyway, moving on to the next one, which is obviously Luton are involved in this. We have signed someone, so I will talk about that towards the end of the stream. It's been announced, which is great. Harry with the Elijah shirt, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he scores this weekend. Like I say, he's getting close, but all jokes aside, playing Preston away, I mean, yeah, I will. I've actually decided, guys, I'm going to go to this game. I was, debating because I've already been, and it weren't a good memory. It was a 2-0 defeat. But back then, we had Cameron Jerome up front because Elijah he was injured. So that tells you what you need to know. As soon as we were in the concourse and see that, we knew we was going to lose. But anyway, this game, obviously they've got a manager for this game. Yeah, typical, they get a manager when they play us. It is historically, we either sack a manager or when a new manager comes in, it's against us. So it's one of them games which, could maybe be a bounce for them, but obviously Kaminsky's, not going to be there, but I'm confident with Shea, to be honest. His last 3 games that he's played for Luton, he's actually got a clean sheet. I thought he'd done really well the other day. When it comes to coming out, claiming the ball, stuff like that. And with signing players, so I'm a lot more confident than I was a couple of weeks ago. The new signing, which again I'll touch on in a bit, he won't be playing in this game because he's actually currently injured at the moment, but he'll be back in the next few weeks. So there's that, and then obviously we signed Liam Walsh, who's not going to start. Rob Edwards has already said that he's not that type of player who's going to play 90 minutes. And then obviously you got the defender McGuinness, who I do expect to probably start. If I'm going to be honest, I think we will stick with a back three going into this game with the wing backs, and I'm fairly confident, to be honest. I'm not going to underestimate them because, like I say, they're at home. We do struggle there. Last time, 2 times we went there, we haven't actually won. We lost 2-0 and drew 1-1 midweek last time. So I'm not going to underestimate them. Could be a new manager bounce, but I just think, with the signings, I'm a lot more confident than I was that we should really, at least be in the top 3 now, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I'll start off with my score prediction here. I'm gonna edge us to win it. Famous 1-0, and we like that when we obviously went up. We did like a lot of 1-0 grinding out wins, especially away from home. So yeah, I'm gonna say 1-0 clean sheet. Hopefully James Shea gets his 4th in a row. Oh, that'll be great. And then he'll play in the League Cup as well. So getting a lot more games than he would have thought he would be this season. But 1-0 for me. Harry, mate, what do you make of this game?
Yeah. Like for me, before obviously they appointed Heckingbottom, it would have been a lot easier in my opinion than it is now. So it makes it a little bit tougher. Especially, I was surprised that Preston even appointed Heckingbottom. Like, no offense to Preston, but like Heckingbottoms tend to have gone to teams where they're like going to get in the playoffs or something like that. So it's a good appointment for their standard. Like, really good appointment personally. But you'd think Luton would have enough firepower and attack to beat this Preston team, really, personally. And I'll do it again. Adebayo, mate. Finally, hopefully, a score this weekend. And I'm going to the game with Tyler away at Preston, so hopefully some limbs. Adebayo goal and a Taib Chong if he scores, mate. Chongy. Oh, mate, down them chairs I go, mate. Come on. But I think 2-0 Luton win. Could be a lot closer, but I think Rob Edwards, he's got players back now. Bell, McGuinness coming in, they played quite well at Portsmouth considering how early the red card was. So, 2-0 to Luton.
Yeah, no, that's nice. I like that. But yeah, I agree. Another thing with them is they've conceded, five goals and they haven't even scored, in the league so far this season. So I still think, as much it could be a manager bounce, like you say, I think we should have enough, really, especially that firepower. Definitely, Morris will actually play a lot longer than he did against Portsmouth. But that's that. Lewis, how do you see this one going, mate?
I think it'll be a lot more interesting than what it was going to be. Now, obviously, the manager's finally be appointed. I feel like there'll be a bit of a Preston change. And I think they will score. But I think Luton probably have a little bit too much for them. So I'm going to say 2-1 Luton. Kisler Hayden score for Preston. Sweet moment. He probably won't, but we move. And then we'll go with Jordan Clark. And you know what? Tina Menji, header.
Oh, Lewis, mate, I've got it right here.
2-1 Preston.
Mate.
Well, just quickly, that's not if he's on his way out. Apparently, we're in talks to get a 21-year-old, I think, defender today that come out. And everyone's saying that could be the Mengi replacement. So I hope he's not. But again, Rob Edwards said we don't have to sell unless, a big offer comes in. We can't turn it down. So that's if he's there. But I think he will be. I think he will be. I just think we're maybe looking ahead for the future because we do that a lot. Look at the amount of strikers we've got. Do you know what I mean? Like Taylor Harris, Pebble as well. They've always been in the development squad. So I don't know. Might be one of them. We'll see. But even if he comes into the squad, he can because he's under 21, so they don't count as the 25-man squad stuff and all that. So yeah, we'll see what happens about that. But yeah, let's go through predictions. 2-1 Luton's the same as you, Lewis. Daniel's gone with. Luton can't lose now. We need to kickstart now. It's like a lot of us fans are saying, right? We lost, we drew. Now it's time to win. Do you know what I mean? That's how we see it. And yeah, yeah, it'll be very disappointing if we lost. I'll tell you that. So yeah, that's what we'll say with that. Kenny with trolling, and then he went 1-0 Luton. Preston are going down, you reckon? Jeez, I don't know. I think Heckingbottom now they'll be all right.
Preston and all in the same season, Kenny. Come on.
Oh, God. But yeah, the last time we actually beat Preston at their ground was a 1-0. I'm pretty sure it was, I think it might have been COVID, if I remember rightly. So yeah, it's not been great going there recently. So that is my worry as well. Why I'm not going to underestimate him. New manager, but like I say, the quality should hopefully be enough. But yeah, moving on to the next one. Stoke City versus West Brom. Now, West Brom have had a decent start to the season. Obviously got that emphatic win away at QPR, and then obviously drew to Leeds, which is a decent result. 4 points in the first 2 games, they'd have probably took that definitely. And yeah, they're away against Stoke, who obviously won their first game against Coventry. A lot of people didn't really expect that, and then obviously they decided to play like fools against them guys down the road. Goalkeeper, absolutely shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. Every single goal, mate. But just a reminder that Lewis is chatting waffle and he ain't got the receipts for the clip. Now, I apparently said that he's the best keeper in the league. I'd have put Kaminsky above him any day of the week. But anyway, I'd have even put James Shea above him. But anyway, moving on. Stoke, yeah, can't find it now. Yeah, see, it's like when he tried saying I said it. Where's the receipts? He's got no receipts out here. Anyway, Stoke versus West Brom. Stoke, it is a game they'll be looking to bounce back in. But West Brom, they're on a decent bit of form, really. So it's a bit of an interesting one to look at. I mean, a lot of people would probably go with West Brom, but how do you see it going, Harry?
I mean, again, I can't remember what I predicted for this game. I'm sure I put West Brom to win because of how poor I think Stoke were last game, and Stoke have.
Yeah, you did, by the way. Yeah,
Lewis.
Where's the receipts?
For record, people, yeah, that is what Lewis said.
Thank you.
Well, no, I never said that. Tyler.
I mean, Hull fans are a bit deluded anyway, so he's always going to say that. So West Brom, if Magic Madger can be on fire, then I could see him scoring at least a couple of goals in this game. Someone please remind me what I even predicted because I can't remember.
3-1 to West Brom. You said.
Oh, I might have. Yeah, I'll stick with 3-1 West Brom. I think Stoke may score a goal, but yeah, Madger to haunt Stoke and top it off with a Carlon Grant belter.
There you go. Lewis, you stop your waffling now. What's your prediction for this game?
Boring game, I've got a feeling. I feel like Stoke, they've just fallen off their little high horse after beating Coventry. And I think West Brom may nick it, but something tells me it's one of them games where there won't be a lot of goals. There won't be a lot of shots on target, and yeah. I'm just going to win. I've got a little feeling it might be 0-0. I feel like this might be a little bit of a boring game, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, there is that game that could very much be like that. You could say for my prediction, me and Harry, great minds think alike. I've actually gone with 3-1 to West Brom as well. I just think they're just on really good form, and I know Stoke will need to bounce back, ideally, but I just think West Brom will do it quite convincing. And I think they'll capitalise on what them guys down the road done the other week. In the sense of the goals they'll punish them with quite similar, I reckon, which will be very frustrating for Stoke if that's the case. But we shall see. Keane's gone 2-1 to West Brom in that one. 2-0 to West Brom. Kenny, mate, he's got to have the receipts. Anyone can say anything and have no receipts.
I
Anyone
can tell
write
you
a-
now,
It's
Lewis
right there.
Perry,
What, you
Perry
think I'll
Sports,
put
yeah.
you think I'll put the Stoke City keeper over the Luton keeper? You having a laugh? Do you know what I mean? Well, no, I wouldn't. Why would I do that? Why would I do
Why
that,
wouldn't
mate? I'd rather put James Shea over him. Like, come on now. Anyway, what's going on here then? Sorry, mate,
Lewis
you're back.
got a bit mad because he knows that statement. Lewis really thinks that West Brom aren't going to score against the supposedly best keeper in the league this weekend.
Yeah, there you go, guys. That's how you know he said it, not me, yeah? And he's saying draw out here. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on to the game.
You'll
that
be
probably-
laughing, right? Get a point, and you guys get no points.
Yeah, I'll be laughing when me and Harry are still above you in the table. So it's all right. Anyway, moving on to the next one, which is probably, it definitely is the best game on paper, looking at it, and that is obviously Sunderland versus Burnley. Obviously, like I said earlier, Sunderland got that very emphatic win, and no one expected that at all. You know, we all thought it'd be a lot closer than that against Sheffield Wednesday, especially their record away at Sunderland as well. You know, historically, it's quite good. Obviously, taking on Burnley, losing a few players, but it's still hard not to back them to win the league. And again, I know we're very early on, but they just look like they're ready and they're prepared, whatever happens, whoever goes, etc. So it's a very interesting game. I mean, if it's at Burnley, you'd probably back Burnley to win, but I don't know. I think this will be quite a close game, to be quite honest with you. And I'll start off with my prediction on this one. I'll go with a 2-2 draw. I think it might be goals. I've gone with quite a few 2-2 draws this weekend. But yeah, if someone was to win, maybe Burnley. But I just think because it's at Sunderland, I think they get a draw. So yeah, 2-2 for me. Harry, how do you see this one going?
2-2 for me as well. I think two teams where performed really good this season so far, but I think Burnley will be stopped in terms of winning the game for once. That's Sunderland as well, not an easy place to go. But for me as well, will Jack Clark still be a Sunderland player by the time them two play? It'd be interesting because the Saints want him, Southampton, get him up. But if he's still a Sunderland player for that game, then I still think it'll be 2-2. But if not, Burnley may nick it 2-1, but I will stick with 2-2.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Lewis, do you see a draw or do you see someone winning this?
I see someone winning. And I believe, West Brom are not West Brom. Burnley are, there's quite a few players being linked on that club. How many will actually be involved? Who's getting linked? Obviously, Darrow Shea's getting linked to a few moves in the Premier League. And I can't remember anybody else. I know Sander Berge has left. Anas Roy's left. But no good anyway. He ain't, but we move. I've got a feeling some people may be surprised by this. I've got a feeling. I've said it is a shame, no, it is. I've just got a feeling Sunderland will have one of the, if not the best home record in the league by the end of it. And somebody tells me don't nick this. Because they've looked really good the first two games of the season. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Sunderland. I've just got a feeling that'd be a surprise. And I just got a feeling this may be it. Burnley, I still think they win the league regardless if they win or lose this. But yes, they've won the first two games convincing. But if you look at Sunderland, they've been quite convincing as well. Very convincing last time out. And against Cardiff, I seem to be a little bit convincing as well. So two teams on a roll. Good game. I just got a feeling Sunderland to knit this 2-1.
Yeah, well, no, it's very interesting. Like I say, it could be one where the team at home could, you'd back them to edge it. Really, I said if it was at Burnley, I'd probably edge them. But Sunderland, I think they can get a result. To be honest, we'll see. Other comments. Kenny says 2-1 as well. Burnley can't win every game. No, exactly. Especially in the Championship. You know, it's inevitable. You're going to lose at some point. You know what I mean? So it could very well be this game. RWA Productions obviously is a Sunderland fan. He's very, very confident. So 2 clean sheets. So can we make it 3? Yes, we can. 2-0. Jeez, could you imagine? Can you imagine that? That'd be a really good win. For Sunderland, we shall see. So yeah, there we go. And he's probably referring to Hull or Luton or something like that. Anyway, moving on to the next one, which again, STEM guys down the road taking on Derby. I mean, I hate to say it, but when they're at home at the moment, with the way they've been, even though the keepers have decided to be, you know, like a pro club's goalkeeper, you know, they've actually been all right. They've actually been scoring goals, which is very frustrating. But however, their next league game is Sheffield United away. Now, for me, that's the proper test, and we'll see if them guys are the dark horses, like everyone seems to think. Anyway, they're taking on Derby, who obviously got that win against Middlesbrough. You know, good win again. You know, when you come up, you've got to try and make your home games vital if you stay up. You know, they've started off at home well. But them guys, I say, it's hard to not back them when they're at home. When they're away, it's a bit different. But when they're at home at the moment, it's hard, especially when they're playing, you know, a team that's just come up. Unfortunately, I'll start off with this again. Just get mine out of the way. I'll say 2-1 to the home side, unfortunately. But hopefully I'm wrong. You know, hopefully James Collins comes on, because he probably won't start because he hasn't been starting. Comes on and scores. That'll be limbs, mate. That'll be absolute limbs if that happens. I'll tell you that. And he celebrated right in front of them. Trust me. But yeah, I'll say 2-1 to them. Harry, mate, how do you see this one go?
I mean, what did I originally predict for this?
I think, if I remember rightly, you said a draw. If I remember correctly. All right, what Lewis just forgot about this game? Has this game gone non-existent? No, yeah, I don't know. Look, Lewis, have you took it off? I can't see it. But I'm sure the other day you said a draw, 1 or 2 or something like
that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, hang on. 2-1 Derby.
Oh,
2-1 Derby. Yeah. I mean, they have confidence from that 1-0 win to Middlesbrough. Watford, like we said, played good, but could they slip up here? Could it be a bit of Paul Warren brilliance for Derby?
Hopefully.
Possibly. You never know. I will stick with 2-1 Derby. I've got a sneaky feeling they'll win their first away game. So, yeah, man, 2-1.
No, it'll be limbs, mate. It'll be limbs coming out of Preston. Hopefully, a win and then see them lose. Oh, that'll be quality. You can all hope, I guess. But Lewis, how do you see this one going?
I can't bet against Watford. I think Watford have been too like quite good at the midday. Started quite good. I said they beat Stoke 3-0, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
2 absolute, two blunders by, this bloke. Yeah, Tyler is the best keeper in the league.
Again,
2 absolute blunders.
He's got no receipts.
The third goal, I mean, it's a decent finish. No one can say I don't think many people say that, to be fair. But 2 absolute blunders by him. And I just think they'll keep it up. And I've got a feeling, we didn't say it, but if Watford can keep it up for a while, they could be in with a shout. I mean, you probably would expect them to fall off at some point. It's Watford. Always happens. But I feel like they'll win this 3-1.
Oh, that is painful, Lewis.
I can't remember mine. That's mine, isn't it?
No idea. But yeah, go through other ones. 2-1 as well. Kenny's gone the same as you, Harry. 2-1
what did you say?
I said 2-1 to them guys. So yeah.
Trafford.
Yeah, them guys. A win against Stoke and Mill isn't going to change my mind. This will be the reality check. No, I do think they'll drop them. Like, trust me, when they play Sheffield United, yeah, that's where we'll see where they're at. And I don't think they're at that level. Like, to be dark horses. My dark horses, mate, are Bristol City. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, I know. I know. They are, but that's what happens. Honestly, look at the goals, right? Look at the goals, mate. It's even right, and this was League Cup, but right. Look when they played MK Dons, they let Luton Reject score a hat trick. Right?
I use the word could. Not necessarily because I do expect them to drop off, but if they keep where they are, especially at home, could.
We'll see. I just think when they play one of the better sides, Burnley, Sheffield United, and that, they get exposed, mate. They get exposed, mate. Even us, even though it's a derby, form goes out the window. I think when we play them at home, we'll slap them up, mate. I'll say that right now. Clip it up. I mean, clip it up. Come on.
Next week, next week you will see where they are. A team that just couldn't have a championship. But where's that at? Is that at Bramall Lane or is that Watford?
It's at Bramall Lane, mate. That's what I'm
saying. Maybe that could be a bit more. Let's see how we do this weekend. We'll assess that come next week.
Yeah, hopefully Derby beat them. You know what I'm saying? James Collins come on and scored a winner or something. That'll be what I'm talking about. Because that ain't going to be Sonny Bradley, is it? Let's be honest. But anyway, moving on to the last game of this game week, and it is the Welsh Derby. I didn't realise it was that early, to be fair. Obviously, Cardiff, lost McGuinness. Obviously, come to us. It is a big blow, for them. Obviously, you did have a good send-off, though. You did score in the last game in the Carabao Cup. So, it's a good send-off. But taking on Swansea now, when I watch this game over the years, Swansea seem to have the edge, really. It always seemed to be, fairly tight games, but Swansea just always edge it, in this game. And it's quite interesting. I mean, obviously, Swansea are on, the better form. Cardiff still haven't, obviously got any points from the opening 2 games, haven't even scored in the league. So it's probably obvious where you would go. But again, you've got to look at it as a derby. It could be a bit closer than people anticipate. But yeah, again, I'll throw in my prediction for this one. I am going to still back Swansea, especially them being at home. And I'm going to say a 2-0 victory for Swansea in this one. But yeah, can you see anything else happening in this one, Harry?
It'll be a cagey affair, I think. Always is in this derby. Both teams tend to not like losing it, which, in any derby, no one really wants to. But in this one, especially over the last couple of years, it's always been tight. So I'm going to stick with my original prediction, which I think was 1-0 Swansea. Even if it wasn't 1-0 Swansea for me, I just think home advantage. Cardiff not really had the greatest of results so far. Swansea a bit hit and miss, but I think Swansea, like I say, being at home, going to win 1-0. And Lewis, got any call outs for Callum the Dragon tonight?
Lewis? That's a good answer.
All I'm going to say about this one is, let's see how he reacts to it. It's quite funny for lose. I really hope they do lose. I don't like them. But yeah, let's see what happens.
So where do you like going to Sheepland?
I don't know. Let's see it there. No, I might. I'll stay as far away from there as physically possible.
I'm going to Sheepland next week. I'm meant to be going to Southampton away at Cardiff.
Yeah, you got there next week. So let's say about you. Like going there, not me.
Yeah, man. Lewis, that was a lovely call out to Callum the Dragon, official.
What's your prediction, Lewis?
Well, Cardiff haven't been great. Swansea, I don't know what their results have been. What have their results been?
They won 3-0 last week, and then the first week they lost to Middlesbrough, 1-0 away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I think especially with being at Swansea, I expect Swansea to win this. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Swansea.
Nice. Same as me there. Nice. So yeah, guys, that is that. for the game week predictions for the game week 3. Obviously, that is that. When it comes to that, I'll be back again probably the same day next week. Obviously, we'll do a review as well, but the preview one back again same day. And then obviously we're the Friday night, so we kick off things. Got a double header next week against QPR, so it's going to be interesting. Got Mini League Cup, then we got them at home on a Friday night, so all interesting there. But like I say, final thing, before we wrap up, obviously I'll talk on, get your thoughts as well. And that is obviously our 5th signing of the summer. Signed a German player, Tom Krass. Hopefully I've said his surname right. As the weeks go on and I hear his name more and stuff like that, I'll be able to get it better. But again, it's someone we've needed, someone in that CDM position. I'm glad we've cemented that, because obviously the only one we've got at the club is obviously Nakamba. And it's good to see that we've got someone else. I know his tackling rate is really, really good. He's been in the Germany youth teams and stuff like that. So looks like he's got a lot of potential, still very, young as well. 23 is young, in a good age. Is a season-long loan, so let's see what he can do. Hopefully it's not another one. As much as I want him to perform well, of course, where we fall in love with a loan player and then we can't quite get him. Because that happens a lot with us. We don't usually do loans, especially since Rob Edwards has come in. It's only really been Kabore and Lukonga. Obviously, Lukonga's got injured in that already, so and maybe we got away with not trying to get him again really. But it's interesting. I'm happy with it. I mean, what did you anything you'd like to add on it, Harry?
Another good Luton signing, mate. Just what you wanted, mate. Signings coming through the door. Can't really say much more than that, other than good squad depth now. I mean, maybe you'd want another 1 or 2 players. And Luton Limbs on Saturday. That's all we can look forward to.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Like I say, I'm a lot more confident now. Like I say, a lot of these players won't start and stuff like that. Like I said, we've signed this guy injured, but it's only a few weeks that it's going to be. And apparently, I found out the physio. So we've got new physios, but he was actually at Newcastle. One of the physios we've now got. So that's quite interesting. That should be, quite beneficial, especially if, we know what our injuries are like. Hopefully players come quicker and stuff. But a lot more confident now. The depth's coming in a bit more. Maybe one more player, and then I'll be happy. But even if we don't, I'm not too fussed now. I've been calling out since Baptiste and Walters come in. I've been calling out for 2 midfielders and a defender. So I'm happy really. Don't need attackers. So we're all right. Lewis, anything you want to add? Obviously, like you said, I know Hull signed someone as well.
Yeah, we signed Chris Badia. I think I say it's something along the lines of that, or Bedia, something like that. I don't really know much about him, to be honest. All I know that he's 6'2", and that's something that I've wanted, height in that attack. I don't really know much about his goal scoring record, but that might move Oscar out. Apparently, we are looking at another striker. Don't know who. It's a bit unnamed, but there's rumours saying that he was our unnamed striker, but that was someone else. Don't know who. But if someone else does come in, I'd assume that means Oscar might leave. But all will be revealed, I guess, in the next however long's left. Is it 8 days, something like that? 9 days, 9 days.
Yeah, 9.
And obviously it's interesting because obviously, you don't, so it's maybe a little bit more beneficial towards you guys for deadline day. But obviously, City play on deadline day, so realistically, unless we have someone in the pipeline, maybe for deadline day after the game, we play on Saturday, and that's when the window closes against Leeds. So it's not a long journey, so we can get back to the office and make some phone calls relatively quickly. But I imagine everything City towards will probably be done prior to the window, unless it gets done late on, or we get some deal sheets put in. Obviously, with us playing on the Saturday afternoon. But obviously, Darkman Duke, I think we still need a few players. We're definitely lacking a few. I know there's someone by Leverkusen coming in. Apparently, he's flying to England as we speak. So apparently he's coming. I'm not sure. Apparently, he's going to be a loan to buy with with a few clauses. I don't know what the clauses are exactly. I mean, this is the same with this. The guy who signed today, Chris Betty. I don't know. I'm sure I'll learn it soon rather than later. Apparently, that's a loan to buy. I'm not sure what the details are exactly in that. Whether he needs to make a certain amount of appearances or if it's a buy fee. I'm not too sure, but I'm guessing it'll probably all come out in the media over the next couple of days. Yeah, that's to see what happens at the weekend, I guess. Because I presume Zambrotto, whatever his name is, I'm sure he might play the weekend. Charlie Hughes, I imagine he's makes his debut. I bloody hope so, because Sean Mullock was fucking shit against Plymouth. And that's been nice. That's been very nice. Whoever's giving him a 7.1 rating on Vimy Flash scores needs a head checking because Jesus Christ, he was awful.
Don't mate, the Flash score ratings are crazy.
Calling
how
Flash.
Sean McLaughlin's getting a blooming 7.1 rating when all he did was give the ball away, give them chances. Jesus Christ, more like a 4.1 is what it should have been. But no,
It's all right, Lewis. League One next season, mate.
No. This is not turning into a League One show, unfortunately.
No, Lewis. For you, mate. League One show next season.
Right, you know what, you get going until I finish. But no, let's see how it goes. And yeah, I mean, I think that's what I think. I hope we win. But yeah, it all seems to be coming along nicely and kind of quickly now. But it's just getting a little up to speed with the way we want to play. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's about it for me, really.
Yeah.
And about actually about this guy being from Newcastle, I wouldn't exactly beat that one on the bushes. The amount of injuries Newcastle last season, my lord.
Oh, it's all right, mate. It's all right. At least it's more people in and stuff. That's all I care about, really. A couple of years ago, wouldn't have even been able to do that.
No, and don't say our first guy's name again, please.
Oh, yeah. I think you better leave it at that when it comes to that. But yeah, Harry.
Yeah, welcome back, Harry.
Anything you want to say, mate, before we end it?
Up Luton, up the sides, shit on the Hull, shit on the Norwich, and
What do you mean, Kenny?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what MB means. I'm usually good at stuff like that. But I don't know,
yeah.
mate.
Luton limbs, Sheffield United limbs, Millwall limbs, and come on.
All right, fair enough, Kenny.
It's all good.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's going on, mate, then it's sound. But honestly, there's a few instances, and we won't go into that right now.
It's not disclosure. I mean, anyway, but yeah, man, big up to everyone that's tuned in. Obviously, we've done it, like I say, we've done it on Harry's channel as well today, and I know a lot of people come in from his channel, so good to see you guys in and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll be back again some point next week. Last game is on the Sunday, isn't it? So probably the Monday again. The Monday again, I'd assume we'll be back, and then obviously the Thursday we'll be back again to do the preview stuff. And then as for me, so obviously the Hut Show will be back again tomorrow with that. And then obviously I'll be at the game, match day vlog. And then, me and my dad will do a reaction on the Sunday. And then, that's that when it comes to that. And obviously there'll be shorts out over the next couple of days as well. To stuff on my channel. So, yeah, man, big up to everyone. Obviously, as it stands, we are getting very closer to, obviously, 2,000 as well. So if we could get there soon, that'd be great. And, man, obviously, if you are on my channel, Harry's and Lewis's channels are in the description. So you can literally just click on it, bang, subscribe to both of them if you haven't already. But that's everything I've got to say. Follow me across all my socials, all of that. Anything else you guys want to say about anything?
No, but Kenny, do I have you on Instagram? My new account. If so, I'll send you the link and you can.
What's that?
I'll just send Kenny a link just so he can talk a bit in the back about See if on the same wavelength.
Oh right, when we end it,
Do you have me on Instagram? I'm a new account, Kenny, or not? In fact, do you have him on Instagram, Tyler?
Pretty sure I've got Kenny. I'm pretty sure, mate. Drop me a message, Kenny, because I'm pretty sure I've got you.
If so, it'd be easy if you send him it because
Yeah.
I don't think I followed him on my new account.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Yeah, we'll sort that out. Just drop me a message, Kenny, and then I'll send you the link. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything. Yeah. All right then. All right.
Yeah.
I'll just get Lewis to send you Lewis's thing. But yeah, big up to Flicks as well. Literally about to wrap up, mate. Big up to yourself for tuning in. And yeah, until tomorrow, I'll be back. And like I say, probably Monday, we'll all be back. And yeah, like I say, a lot coming up on my channel. So yeah, man, big up to everyone that's tuned into all the channels. Until next time, take care and peace up the town.